Hello, Leo Rising. Welcome to your forecast for Scorpio season, for Samhain, for Halloween, the Witch's New Year. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Chloe, and the deck we're going to be working with today is the Jack-o'-lantern Tarot. Kind of cute, kind of spooky, objectively beautiful art by Giuliano Costa. I have so much to say, so much to share for you, Leo Rising. Um, as you've probably heard, Scorpio is very much, the season for letting go and releasing. And, like when we look outside and we see the trees, like not holding on to their leaves, being willing to let them go because they've served their purpose and providing that compost, that fertilization, and like blooming again in the springtime, that sort of thing. So while all of the seasons are obviously, reflections of our own cycles, reflections of what's going on celestially, Scorpio in particular. Yeah, just looking outside, it's really easy to see what the invitations are for all of us. Another foundational piece of the Scorpio energy, of course, is ancestral work, connecting in with our beloved dead, with our lineage, with, practicing perhaps rituals or practices that our ancestors, that the ancient ones would have worked with as well. And as a Leo rising, celestially, it is your fourth house of home and sanctuary and ancestry that is activated by the sun in Scorpio, by the new moon in Scorpio. So, of all the signs, Leo rising in particular, I mean, really has that opportunity. To do ancestral work. So the two signs that are kind of like related to the ancestry, Scorpio, Cancer, associated with the fourth house, your where you're activated in your chart right now. So for me personally, I've definitely been yeah, I've been tuning in with my ancestors, working on my ancestor altar. Of course, I have an ancestor altar year round, but making sure that the coffee is fresh. Um, and yeah, just thinking about other ways that I can yeah, thank them for supporting me on my path of purpose, supporting me in my life, and yeah, just knowing that none of us would be here like if it weren't for our ancestors. So just yeah, sending them a lot of gratitude right now. So that is yeah, astrologically an invitation for you if that feels aligned. Um, Definitely offerings is something that comes up for me when I tune in to your whole sign chart with my guides, and that yeah, some of you with like the home and hearth piece and like the sanctuary and creating that warm and welcoming environment, tied in, of course, with like the Scorpio themes. Definitely, I'm being asked to share that like offering food could be something that's especially supportive for you at this point in the wheel of the year. Like baking your grandma's recipe of cookies, enjoying them with family, and yeah, offering that back to the ancestors, back to the land is something that is, yeah, particularly potent for you this time of year. A lot of our grandmothers, great grandmothers, like have recipes. Some of us work with them, some of us don't. But yeah, if you have access, if you are privileged enough to have access to something like that, that can be a beautiful ritualistic practice to engage with this time of year. So I invite you to consider that. Um, the cards that I have pulled for Leo Rising, for supporting in this time through these with these celestial instructions, I have the Six of Pentacles, which has been coming up. This is a reoccurring card through the rising sign horoscopes, so I'll definitely be yeah, be weaving in this card with our collective energy forecast as well too, because this is reoccurring, and I'm only only on Leo rising, the fifth sign. And then the other one is Judgment, which is the card that is associated with Pluto. And Pluto is, of course, the modern ruler of Scorpio. So that's interesting how they're making an appearance. The traditional ruler of Scorpio is, of course, Mars, which also rules Aries, continues to rule Aries. And then the modern ruler is Pluto. So I can definitely, yeah, see both of those energies at play, but Pluto is so much in the awareness right now for the collective consciousness being at 29 degrees Capricorn. The aneretic degree, very karmic, Capricorn being very karmic as well, as is Pluto. So much being excavated and exposed by that energy and in that realm right now. So I can't help but be drawn to speak a bit more about Pluto as the ruler as opposed to Mars. However, Mars and Pluto are an aspect right now. They're creating an opposition. Mars in Cancer, late degree. Um, with Pluto in Capricorn late degree, that opposition, the father, the mother, the private, the public, Lord of the underworld, God of war. I mean, it's definitely intense. And we're all experiencing that energy right now on a collective level, on a personal level as well. Of course, in the Leo rising whole sign chart, it's the sixth and 12th house that is activated by that opposition. And the sixth and the 12th do share um, bridging that axis that is ritual, right? The practicality, the routine of Virgo and the sixth house, and the spirituality and the holistic, we are all one vibes of excuse me, of Pisces and the 12th house, that bridge is ritual. So I invite you to tune in to what your ancestors' rituals might be, or if you have your own, fully fleshed out rituals for this time of year, that would definitely be one way that you can support yourself throughout this very, very intense time. Um, I'm often asked, like, when is it not going to be intense anymore? And like, I don't see that happening, in the near future, astrologically anyway. So it is going to be about how we cope with things and how we support each other because no one is coming to save us, unfortunately. Especially moving out of the Piscean age into the Aquarian age, it is, up to us, the community members, um, to support the community, to support the collective, right? So of course I have a lot of hope. I can't afford not to. But yeah, with no one coming to save us, it's us. We're the ones who are here. We support ourselves, we support each other. Um, and I'm finding too, like community care, community work, is how we better ourselves as individual. It's not like a closed off, shut away. I'm doing self-care, I'm doing self-work, I'm self-actualizing, I'm meeting my highest potential as an individual. And when I am my best self by myself, then I'll be able to impact the collective, influence the collective in a positive way. It's actually through our work for the collective, in the collective, that makes us better as individuals. So it's like an interesting, flip of the script for sure. Sorry, I'm just getting over some environmental allergies, cold-like symptoms. Um, I have been traveling in Morocco for a few weeks. I'm home now, so very happy to be home, but it was incredibly enlightening experience. I have visited Morocco before, fortunately, but yeah, the hospitality and the tolerance of the Arab people is like absolutely second to none, and just their yeah, I mean it's a whole vibe obviously, but like yeah, everything there is like handmade, the level of like artistry and craftsmanship and Yeah, definitely dangerous for shopping if, if that's your thing. Um, yeah, the trip was so different this time. Last time I was there, I was on a National Geographic tour, so I visited like all the places on the beaten path, of course, that tours will go over 3 weeks, like all the hot spots in Morocco. I never stayed more than like 2 nights in one place, so it was very much on the move. Whereas this time I had like 3 weeks between like only two locations. So I was able to, um, yeah, more deeply immerse myself within those regions, which I do like. That's definitely a travel style for me that resonates, especially having been in the travel industry for so long, feeling like it's very overrated to do like one night, one night, one night, one night. You got to kind of like stay in a region for a while, do some day trips, do some exploring, not just like crossing places off the list. Like, yeah, I've been there. I got in at night, I left in the morning, but I was there. It's checked off the list, right? I can say I've been there. Um, okay, so let me take a moment here to tune into the cards. Um, yeah, there is like definitely some stuff coming through with the Six of Pentacles about like this is always a card of reciprocity, of taking, of giving. Um, giving with your whole heart, receiving with your whole heart. And judgment, I always think about like you're being given opportunities to live in alignment, to act in alignment, with your own values, right? So really, really nice opportunity for us, like a good reminder that if we have like again, thinking about the Mars Pluto opposition, if we have this energy that is seemingly opposing us or coming up against us, to think about, this is an opportunity for me to show up for myself. This is an opportunity for me to show up for my community, to stand up for my community, to stand up for myself. Having opportunities to live in alignment with your values is a privilege, right? So when I think about how like the Six of Pentacles is going to play in with that, to me, it definitely reminds me, they're telling me about like, not taking up too much space and like you don't have to make a big show of things or a big scene of things. To do the right thing, it can be subtle, it can be, you know, one foot in front of the other, one step at a time, that kind of thing. It doesn't have to be these big, huge, huge gestures, but always progressing, always building, always healing, always evolving, always releasing what doesn't serve. Um, so our ancestors are proud of us. They are proud of the steps that we are taking. So I think to like how that connection works with like the fourth house activation and like the dark moon being right on Halloween on Samhain and then coming into the new moon with the witch's new year. It's like I just like love the synchronicities like that. But yeah, how much we draw upon the strength of our ancestors, and ask for their support to guide us and to continue to support us while we're on our paths. There's also that reciprocal energy, right? Where we're sending them gratitude, where we're sending them healing, where we're sending them thanks, and yeah, and making offerings for them. So that can be something you consider for yourself as well. If you find you are taking big steps to live in alignment with your values, and you do need to take time for yourself to recharge. No one can serve from an empty cup either. For me, it has been, this is like obviously with what I do and how I feel connected and how I like to share my gifts and like my own personal interests and stuff. Like this is a very special time of year for me. Um, and being that I haven't been well physically these last couple of weeks, I have been like definitely forced to rest, and not necessarily like undertake the big plans or the big steps that, that I had intended. And I have done very little like card reading for myself as a Leo rising. These cards like are for me as well. But yeah, I've only I've pulled a few oracle cards for myself in the past couple of days, and it's all about like resting and retreating. So I have definitely had to yeah, find the balance with like the give and the take with myself, that we don't always have, yeah, the energy to, to do every single thing that, that we want to do. So, yeah, let me leave it there. I do have a special offer I wanted to share with you. I don't necessarily like do Black Friday because like obviously it's capitalism's most sacred holiday, so it's not necessarily something I always want to be participating in, but I do know that yeah, people are beginning to shop for gifts, so I just want to of course suggest a gift card for my services if you are looking for gifts for family and friends, someone who you think might resonate with an astrology reading, astrology consultation. Definitely recommend it. We all have like a lot of things. So the gift of that divine insight, that celestial wisdom and an interpretation for someone on that one-on-one personal level is like absolutely an amazing, amazing gift to receive. So I would love to be a part of that. If you'd like to purchase a gift card for reading, you can send me a message or send me an email. And then I'm also opening up, I have a special offer. Typically, it's been reserved in the past only for clients who have seen me previously, but it is a year ahead celestial forecast based on your own personal natal chart with tarot to support you. So that is something I'm offering as well too. It makes a great gift for yourself. It makes a great gift for others as well too. But yeah, now's the time when people are yeah, really wanting to check ahead and seeing like what's in the stars for the new year. So I would love to yeah, love to offer you that as well if that's interesting. And thank you for tuning into this video. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so glad you're here, and I will see you in the collective energy forecast as well.